I am. Okay, I'm live. Um, hmm, let's see. Where is it? Hi, come on in. Hello, hello. I'm looking for something. Hit that like button as you come in. Thank you. Okay. Oh, see this book? This is a very old book. You can't get this book now. It costs an arm and a leg to get it. Back in the day, I got it for $20. Okay. So let me get situated. All right. So today we are going to be digging deep and talking about things that you cannot keep shoving down anymore. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because it's showing up with a lot of my clients. Okay? So you cannot afford anymore to keep shoving stuff down and just pretending like it's okay. I'm just going to keep on moving on. You can't do it anymore. We can't do this anymore. So the reason why Spirit really was leaning into me to come on and talk about this, because this is how a lot of our diseases get started. This is how we have anxiety. This is how we have cancer. This is how we have kidney issues. This is how we have swelling issues. This is how we have eating disorders. This is how we have nervousness. This is how we have teeth that don't heal right. This is how we have sleeplessness, insomnia. This is how we have nervousness. This is how we have asthma. This is how we have heart attacks. This is how we have strokes. This is how we have high blood pressure. This is how it all starts, because we keep shoving stuff down and we can't do it anymore. We keep saying that we're okay with something when we're not okay with something. Okay? We can't do it anymore. And this is why I said, don't come to this page today. Don't click over here if you don't want to hear truth. If it's going to trigger you, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to depart and come back when you're ready to deal with this, because we're going to go digging. And everyone's going to have a homework assignment after this is done. So I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like Janet Jackson. All right, we're over it. Here we go. So when we are denied to be ourselves, we become ill. When we are cut off from being our true self, we become ill. When we edit ourselves and start living to do things for other people because we want to impress other people, or we're trying to not rock the boat, we become ill. When we sacrifice our true authenticity of ourself, our emotion self, our emotion being of ourselves, and we sacrifice that, We become ill. There is a reason why we are on this planet, why they have life insurance. There is a reason why we are on this planet, why there is medical requirements. There is a reason why we are on medications for emotions, for things that are happening. There is a reason why. There's a reason. Think about that. What would it be like to be on a planet where you didn't have to worry about that, where you didn't have to worry about getting an illness or something just because? What would that be like? There's a reason. Somebody already popped off. I laugh every time. They ain't ready yet. And that's okay. I totally respect that. You have to be ready. Because when it comes time to dig deep and to do the dance with me, we're going to go there. I have no problem taking you to the edge. Right there. Right over the edge. I have no problem there. Because you have to be willing to go to the edge, to see your stuff, to see what is causing you to have that pain, to see why you're not healing. Why do you keep repeating the same thing over and over in your body? What have you not let go of yet? What have you not healed yet? Why do we have anxiety all the time? Why do we have kidney problems all the time? Why do we have asthma problems all the time? What is it that we feel like we cannot breathe? Why do we have cancer? To eat at oneself. Why do we have tumors? To bury deep within the body so it's encapsulated. The whole emotion of whatever it is I'm holding on to is encapsulated now, and it's a tumor. You don't have time for this no more. You really don't. And I'm saying it like it is. Because some of you, light workers, healers, yoga participant people, nutritionists, magical beings, all of the above need to hear this. Because you have to make a change. You have to start speaking your truth. What gets you out of bed so that you can live your life and thrive? So you can live your passion. It is not about the job. If you love your job, then that's something you're passionate about. If you really love it. But what is the toxic part that we keep holding on to? And a lot of it goes all the way back to your mother, father time. Back to when you were little. Let's go back. Let's go back to your mother and father. Let's go back to, what did you endure when you were growing up? Were you a first child, the oldest, or the youngest one? Or were you the middle child? If you were the middle child, are you always fighting to get attention? Or maybe you were someone that only had one parent at the time and the other one skedaddled, left. Or maybe you had a tragedy where you were adopted because something tragic happened to your parents. somewhere along the line, when you were young and when things were happening, you did this. You tuck it in. You put it here deep. And now when we look at ages 25, something will show up. At ages 30, something will show up. At ages 40, something will show up. Little bits and pieces, something pops up. When we hit our 50s and our 60s, it shows up and it kind of sticks around. Because it's had plenty of foundation to lay its roots deep to stay. Because you never went back to get rid of it, to speak your truth on it, to say how you were really feeling. There are so many people walking around with so much anger, resentment, this grudge energy. They're hanging on to it like it's a trophy. They're hanging on to it because it's their story. They get to talk about their story, how angry they are. And they hang on to it. Then there's the other ones. They have so much anger of being denied to live the life that they really wanted to live, and they had to suck it up and keep going. Being denied, oppressed. You find that a lot in the countries of Africa. Find that oppression anywhere where there's a lot of oppression, poverty, issues. This is where that energy comes in, and you can't thrive. You don't really live the life that you really want to live. You're taking what is given to you, and that's that. Like you don't have a say in it. And then what happens as you get older and you look back at your life, you start questioning, did I live my life the way I really wanted to live it? Was I really happy? Who was I living for? I have seen so much of this in my nursing career and in my holistic healing career. Because there's nothing more painful to me to hear somebody laying on the table when they're getting a treatment and they're talking about how miserable they are, how they can't handle their jobs anymore, they're emotionally bankrupt, they can't do it anymore. And then the ones that really scares me, and still to this day, I think about him. And his name was Andrew. Now, Andrew was my spirit brother. We were spiritually connected in our hearts. And then I come and find out, or if I do research on my name and his name, we were really connected because of our bloodline. He was really related to me. But Andrew's no longer a part of this world. Andrew, a year, I think we were about 4 or 5 months difference in our age. I'm 54. So he would turn his birthday going up into his next age a little bit more than me. But he was a successful businessman, young, married, children, living the life, had a wonderful home. But there was something going on inside of him that was giving him that feeling of not really living his life. He had motorcycles. He would go on road trips, take his wife at the time. And then he experienced something so traumatic to his being where he couldn't cope with things that were starting to happen with the business and things with the home and all of this. He kept stuffing it down and stuffing it down and stuffing it down. And then one day he just couldn't do it no more. He took his life. And he did it in such a way, it was, in my mind, I started saying, what did I miss? What did I not see? He talked. He had some things that was on his mind, but what did I not see? For God's sake, we had pie the other night and now he's not here. Now, I'm not saying that wherever you are in your life right now that you're getting ready to take your life. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, and my intention here, what I want you to hear, is that what was going on in his life where he kept stuffing it down, and he got to a point where he couldn't handle it no more. What gets us to that point where we keep stuffing it down and we have a stroke? Stroke out. A stroke means I can't take it no more. I'm shutting down. Boom. I cannot speak anymore. I cannot see you very clearly anymore. One side of my body is not working anymore. I've stroked out. I can't handle it anymore. And the only way I can get through this is if I stroke out, I can finally take a time to rest. Yes. A stroke means you kept going and going and going and going and going, and everybody else counted except you, and you couldn't take it anymore. You stroked out. That was it. You needed a timeout. How else were you going to get it? And now the body is not functioning because of the emotional overload of stuffing it down, stuffing it down, stuffing it down, stuffing it down. Or you keep staying on that high stress. Keep riding that stress line. My best is never good enough. I got to keep giving 100% to this job. No matter what I do, they're never satisfied. I got to keep going, got to keep going, got to keep going, got to keep going. I got to keep making that money. Got to keep going. Got bills to pay. Got to keep going, got to keep going, got to keep going. I can't talk to anybody right now. I don't have time to take care of myself right now. I got to keep going. Oh, look, now I've had a heart attack. What are we doing? It should never get to that point. That's one of the reasons why I got out of nursing, working in the main hospital, because I kept saying to myself, how can I be a better help or assistance to someone instead of getting to the last part where they show up in the hospital and now they are in the room. I'm giving them these pills that have all these side effects and I'm trying to support them to get better. But what got them here in the first place? Why are they here in the first place? Why are they having a triple bypass in their heart? Why are they laying in the bed now, aphasic? No, not able to express with one side of their face. They've had a stroke. Why are they now laying in the bed after working a job for so long? You give yourself to that job. You're waiting for that pension. You work yourself to death so you can get that vacation. You work yourself to death and you get to the end and you retire and boom, you're in the hospital. Now you've had some major illness. I've seen it all because I witnessed what the end result was. And right now, if you're sitting in that, if you're sitting in this goo right now at this moment, and whatever I'm saying, and if it's striking a chord with you, good. I hope it is. I hope it wakes you up and makes you take action. I hope it makes you sit back and say, wait a minute. You know, what Felicia was saying, I need to think about something. I have been having these weird headaches lately. I have been having numbness down the arm lately. What am I upset about? What am I ticked off about? What is upsetting me? And I have not given myself permission to let it go or spoke my truth on. Why do I feel like I'm not being heard? Some of you can be talking, telling people what you will and will not do, and they still will act like they don't hear you. Last I checked, no is a complete sentence. But then you get people that get mad at you because you're standing in your truth of who you are, representing yourself. And when you say no, you're saying no to a situation, but yes to yourself because you don't have whatever it is to continue doing it. But in our society, when you say no to something or you leave the situation, it looks like you're quitting it, you didn't give your all, or no, you had nothing left to give. And it's the same when we keep stuffing stuff down. You have nowhere else to put it. Oh, now your face is swelling. Now you're breaking out in acne. Now you have anxiety. Now you can't sleep at night. Now your hair is falling out. Now your thyroid is all jacked up because you can't speak your truth. You're too busy sticking it down, putting it down. Oh, now I'm going to spread out here. Now I got digestive issues. Now I have irritable bowel syndrome. Damn it. Let's look at that one. Irritable bowel syndrome. What are you irritated about? I have acne. Well, why do you have acne? What's getting underneath your skin? Is it still toxicity? Maybe it's a toxic emotional thing of something you're dealing with that you're not giving yourself permission to look at. Am I getting to you? Am I pressing a button right about now? I hope the hell I am. I hope today that you see this and it makes you take action. I hope right now, in this moment, I don't care if it's one of you that doesn't, but you get a clue and you stop editing yourself and you stop sacrificing your emotional being for everybody else. And you speak up. And you say your truth. And you say how you feel. And you speak your truth. And maybe some of the people that you need to speak your truth with aren't around anymore. But that doesn't mean their spirit isn't. Maybe you just need to say what you need to say and get it out there. Maybe you need to just scream from the top of a mountain somewhere and just let it out. Why not? There is nothing worse than being in a life and not really living it and not living your passion. What is it going to take? Because once you have the disease, now you got to start fighting. Now you got to start thinking, now I got this and I got to fix it. What you needed to do lies in the past. And you need to make peace. And you need to forgive that. You need to forgive the times when you weren't heard. You need to forgive the times when you were physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually abused. Rather it came from a mother, father, rather it came from someone in the family, rather it came from a job. Rather it came from our churches. Yeah, there's stuff in there too. Wherever that energy came from that made you feel like you had to stuff it down and keep going, and you didn't have a right to speak it up. You didn't have a right to say how you feel. You became oppressed. That left you in depression. Depression. To depress. I gotta press it on in there. Don't have nowhere else to go. I hope I am stirring you. I hope right now that you're like pissed off at me and you just want to say, screw you, Flea. I'm getting off this. I hope I'm doing that to you. I hope you're getting so mad right now, because if you are, good, because I'm bringing attention to the situation. Good, I'm making you think about what's going on. Good, maybe, just maybe, I'm going to have you turn that light on a little bit stronger, just so you can see how beautiful you are. Those of you running around, I gotta find somebody to love me. Start with yourself first, please. Thank you. Start with yourself first. Because how else are you going to get the love you're looking for if you can't give it to yourself first? It's easy. 1 + 1 = you. There you go. Start with yourself. A lot of our illnesses and how we're feeling, it all starts from a place of not loving ourselves, not giving ourselves permission to rest, not giving ourselves permission. Well, maybe I don't feel like being all over the place. Maybe I don't want to go do that. Maybe I don't want to live like this anymore. Maybe I want to just do something entirely different. Why not? You only get one life in a physical form on this planet, in this dimensional time right now. So why not? Why not do something else different? I swear, if you are living a life of regret and you are living a life of where you are no longer happy, this is your time right now in this moment to claim yourself. This is your time right now in this moment to say, I am going to claim me. I'm going to look at what no longer serves me. I'm going to look at why I'm not feeling well. What would make me happy when I wake up in the morning? What would make me put a smile on my face? What would make my heart feel joy and happiness? What would make me feel that I'm more than enough? Because you are. You just never give yourself permission to have it. You just never acknowledge that within yourself. You are that. And as soon as you give yourself permission and start speaking your truth and you stand in it and you root in it firmly and you keep it and you own it and you walk your truth, then you represent yourself. Then you start seeing how your body starts to heal. Maybe that irritable bowel syndrome, I don't know, you stop being irritated and it actually goes away. Maybe it wasn't so much about gluten. Maybe it was a little bit deeper. Maybe it was a little bit more emotionally in there. Because this is what root digging is. This is what I love to do, is to get in there, and I like to go dig in there and find out what are you holding on to? I am You're Rocky Balboa. I am that one that's going to get you in the ring and that's going to make you fight for yourself. I'm not one that's going to be behind you to make you look at things in the mirror and say, what is it? So that your light gets ignited. And if it's not me, may it be another healer that does the same thing, that gets in there and turns that root. Find out the root cause. Because I tell you what, the doctor that made this book of all the emotional symptoms, messages from the body, knew exactly what he was talking about, knew exactly what he was teaching. When you say you have something going on with the body, he actually goes in his book and he wrote the book of all of the symptoms that were linked to an illness in the body. So let's look at something. Let's look at I'm going to see which one jumps out because it's somebody who's watching right now. Okay, let's look at inflammation. When you get inflamed joints and things in the body, when you get inflamed, gee, what are you inflamed about? What are you inflamed about? Flame throwing. They're caught up in inflamed thinking and fearfully enraged, seeing red, intense implications of anxiety and anger. What are you inflamed about? Let's look at another one, shall we? Let's look at, I don't know, hearing problems. Let's look at that one. A lot of people saying, I'm sorry, I just don't hear you. Well, you're not listening. That's why. You don't want to hear something. That's why you're not hearing. Hearing problems. Self-shielding. They are backing away from vulnerability and involvement with social environments because they feel it is too irrelevant, painful, or dangerous. What do you not want to hear? What feels threatening to you? Let's look at, I've had this book a long time. And I knew it was going to be a part of my work because when I have sessions with people, I whip the book out. So, let's see why you got that issue. Let's look at, I know. We're going to look at this one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not going to like this one. Yeah. Drink some water. Let's look at heart problems. Heart problems are associated with brokenhearted. They are abandonment, rejection, expecting. They are desperately dependent and rescuing in the hope that someone will rescue them. They have little or no sense of personal worth or deservingness of love. That's that heart problem. If you have just ended up a relationship or brokenheartedness, that's where that comes in. Let's look at, am I making sense to you? Are you understanding what I'm saying? Let's look at, wait. Let's go back. Let's look at vertigo. This one was coming up a lot. Vertigo. Vertigo, dizziness. Flying off in all directions, they are being inundated with mental confusion and flighty, scattering thoughts due to outside pressures. They are refusing to look at things squarely in the eye. Vertigo. Okay. And I'm going to do one last one. Let's see, which one should that be? Cancer. Powerless rage. They feel overwhelmed and devastated. There has been many years of inner conflict, guilt, hurt, grief, resentment, confusion, and or tension around their deepest personal issue. It is connected with feelings of hopelessness, inadequacy, and self-rejection. They give too much and they don't take care of themselves. Rock of Gibraltar. They're everybody else's rock. Where's their rock? For themselves. Let's look at one more. Let's look at kidneys. Let's look at nervousness. Nervousness, they are plagued by jumpiness and apprehensiveness, not trusting the process of life. They are also into fearfulness, agitation, and anxiety. Okay, kidney. I hope I am waking you up. Kidney. Now, if it's the right kidney, they have feelings of utter incompleteness and coping with the world. If it's the left kidney, there are profound shame, guilt, and worthlessness feelings. Kidney stones. They are feeling misunderstood with the intense feeling of anger and despair. There is a large store of unleashed tears, fears, sadness arising from old issues that have not been released. Crystallization of the particles in the kidneys comes from the rage energy. So, today my intention was not to make you feel bad, not to make you feel as though you've been beat up. No. My intention was to bring awareness to you on something that you cannot do anymore. No matter how small it is, no matter what it might be, you can't do it anymore. You cannot keep ignoring that anymore. So whatever it takes for you to get that out of your system so that you can be free and you can stand in your true self and you can love yourself, and you can speak your truth, that's what you want to do. So write it out. Speak it into a bowl of water if you need to, and then go dump that water out onto the earth so that she can take it from you. Talk to someone so that you can get that energy out. It doesn't mean that that person needs to fix your issue, but talk about it. Get it out. Sometimes we just need to talk. Sometimes you just need to talk. You just need to get it out. There's so many people that sit back and they don't give themselves permission to talk about it. And you know what? They take it to their grave. Don't be one that buries yourself as you are living in your emotional toxic stuff. And you just keep burying yourself internally because you're not giving yourself permission to do the one thing that's the answer to healing yourself. And that means releasing it. That means being real with yourself. That means being true to yourself. That means saying yes to you and no to the things that are just you don't want to deal with anymore. No is a complete sentence. Stop sacrificing yourself. Stop sacrificing your well-being. Stop sacrificing I want you to go back to the first time when you had to do this. Because when you did this, you kept doing it. And now here you are having an issue in your physical body. Does that make sense? So I hope that I brought some awareness to all of you. I hope that you make a change somewhere. I hope you give yourself permission to love yourself. I hope you give yourself permission to say no when you mean no, and yes when you mean yes. And I hope you start saying yes to all the things that you want in life, that you want to enjoy, and that you want to feel good about, that you want to say yes to love, yes to happiness, yes to those wonderful things. I want you to say yes to what wakes you up in the morning, gives you another reason to put a smile on your face, to laugh again, to be. I want you to say yes to you. That's what I want you to do. And I want you to forgive and let go and release. And when you say you're done with it, be done with it. Don't keep rehashing it. Don't keep reliving it. Don't keep bringing it back up. Because if you keep bringing it back up, you didn't let go of it. That's what you're going to do. So, I delivered my point. I delivered what I needed to say. Your homework assignment is to sit with yourself. Go within. What's still eating at you? What do you need to let go of? And once you give yourself permission to say, I'm letting go of this, then let go of it and release it and see the hooks and cords be released up into the atmosphere and let it go. Speak it into a bowl of water and dump the water somewhere far away from your home. Or give it to an oak tree or a weeping willow tree. All right. Okay. I have things I need to finish up and finish doing. I'm going to be with myself now. I've been of service. I spoke to my clients. I've taken care of everybody. I'm going to go take care of me now. So I bid all of you a wonderful day. Be good to yourself. Thank you for being a part of Be So Light. And I just pray and hope that this message makes you make a change, because you deserve to be happy. You deserve to have a smile on your face, and you deserve to let go of the past burdens of energy, of emotional stuff that you've been carrying, and you never gave yourself permission to say how you really feel. It's time to stand in your honor of who you are and speak your truth. Take back your happiness, or start living happy, start thriving, and be passionate about what you want to do in life, because you're here for that purpose. You're here to do that. All right? All right. Have a wonderful day. Be good to yourself. And I'll see you maybe Tuesday. And I will be doing a lot of lives from Mount Shasta, just to let you know. Also, if you did not catch it on the Instagram, if you've been emailing me since the podcast and you went to 7 Elements and you used the get in touch button and you sent me an email, I replied back and it has a glitch in the system, which means that you did not get my email back to you. So please, please, please directly email me at 777 imdlovespirit3@gmail.com. Just use the email. Don't go through get in touch, because there's a glitch in the get in touch. All right, people. I love you, love you, love you. Be good to yourselves. Be the love and the light you want to see in the world. Start with yourself first so you can shine other people. Bye-bye.